Okay, we're live.
Okay, my name is Hunter Morrison. I'm the planning consultant for the City of Youngstown, and this is a special design review committee meeting held at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, 2020, as a virtual Zoom meeting to consider case DRC number 20-14, presented by Sharon Letson and Youngstown Cityscape, a proposal to install public art installation called the State Theater Block Project, to include Steeltown Studios 32 by 6 foot here in Youngstown, 192 square foot mural made of outdoor vinyl material placed on a new 12-foot fence, as well as painted mural on the lower portion of the State Theater facade depicting the State Theater box office located at the former State Theater at 205 to 207 West Federal Street in Youngstown, Ohio, 44503. We have several presenters here this morning to present on this case. I'd like to introduce the proponent, Sharon Letson. Sharon?
Well, I think you already have your documents. Everyone has seen the drawings and the actual two pieces to this are as you said, Hunter, the painting of the facade of the State Theater, which was just plywood, chipping plywood that was there in a padlock. The actual mural will cover the whole, that there's a fence now. The fence will be extended. The top part will be the mural. The bottom part will be the key and the sponsors to the project.
Rick, can we do a share screen? And I'll go through the drawings that were submitted.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Where do I have them here?
No, I just transferred it over. So let me share it out.
Okay, now if I can find the damn thing. I just had it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, got it. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, yes, this is the first drawing that was submitted, showing the State Theater facade itself, which, as you may recall, has been blank for many years. And this is a painting of the entrance as it once was.
Yeah. The box office, right?
The box office. And Sharon, do you want to comment on this, or Bob, do you want to comment on this particular drawing?
Yes. And then, so this is a depiction of the State Theater box office, an idealized version of the original, as what they called the grand entrance. So it will show the marquee, the little ticket booth, the doors going in, and we'll also have on the right-hand side, essentially a movie poster talking about the history of the theater from its days as the State all the way through the Tomorrow Club and Agora up to the present day. And on the left-hand side will be another movie poster that will just basically announce the State Theater project. And as you all probably already know, this work is well underway, and I apologize for my zeal to try to get this done before I came down here for this mission that I'm on here in Louisiana. But we do also have a video that shows a before and after of the project, of this portion of the project.
Okay, well, why don't we go through the other drawings? Rick, do you want to scroll that up? Yeah. So this is the treatment on the facade, the mural treatment. Bob, do you want to talk anything about that?
This is actually a drawing of the original facade, what it appears now. So we had a basis to work from. As you all may recall, there was or maybe not, but there was an inset that people used for not good purposes, and now it is a completely flat, essentially a large 20-foot wide by 15-foot high flat canvas. So there is no inset that can be used for bad purposes, and all of that old board that was rotting and decrepit has all been removed.
Okay, so it's now just a flat wooden canvas, basically.
Yes, it's a primed masonite surface. We used treated lumber for all the support mechanisms, and it's been all sealed. And once the artwork, pending your approval and go ahead, once the artwork is completed, we will seal it with a polyurethane, so it should last for years and years and years.
Very good. This is an image of the completed project with the facade to the right and the mural covering the great gap to the left. Can you talk a little bit about the mural proposal?
Yes, it is. As I said, as Sharon mentioned and you mentioned earlier, it will contain a nearly life-size version of my Here in Youngstown mural, which is the original is a portable mural. It is 32 feet long and 6 foot high. It depicts 92 separate images of people, places, things from Youngstown, starting with John Young all the way through last year. And the vinyl will be printed by Lamar Advertising. It is what they call a banner mesh. It's designed specifically for purposes like this. As you can imagine, that space is essentially a big wind tunnel. And if you picture the old football jerseys with the holes in it, it is a finer mesh than that. And Cityscape does have a sample of the printed material. It's just the final artwork will be just simply gorgeous, very readable. The top half of the mural, or the top half of the banner will be 12 foot high and 42 foot wide. The top half will be the mural itself. So even if cars are parked in those spaces in front of the mural, you'll be able to see it from the street. And then below it will be the key, which has 92 different little entries about everything on the mural. It will also depict or also have our sponsors. There'll be a message from myself and a message from our project partners, which of course are Cityscape, Strollo Architects, and Leadership Mahoning Valley, and myself. And that part of it is on hold, and as I said, pending the outcome of this meeting.
Bob, are there any thoughts about dealing with the rest of the State Theater facade? I know it would require scaffolding and the like, but have you thought about how that facade might be treated?
Actually, as we were working on the project, we noticed how sturdy the darn thing is. I mean, it's amazing that it is in such good shape. It was actually designed to be a standalone facade. So perhaps, we would love to see it either power washed, perhaps some lighting done to it, both the mural and the facade itself, because we had people walk by as we were working and look up and say, they've walked by the facade for years and years and never looked up, because I think they just tried to rush by that decrepit barricade that was there. So that's a whole other discussion, but it would be really, really cool to see.
It'd be an interesting lighting opportunity because of the alcove that's there.
Absolutely.
Greg Strollo, you're here. You're the abutting property owner and one of the sponsors. Do you have some comments on this?
Only that we, when contacted by Cityscape, were eager to offer our, I guess you'd call it our frontage there as a palette to support this project, just because we think it's a valuable piece of sort of history, at least the State Theater facade, and the accompanying mural tells a greater history, and God knows we need less chain link fence downtown. So it seemed like a great idea to address that hole in the ground where the Agora / Tomorrow / State Theater used to be, which has become really just a litter catcher. This would, I think, go a long way to stop that, and also provide a valuable venue to allow passersby, especially with kids, to get a little piece of Youngstown history. I agree with Hunter that there is an opportunity to do something with that State Theater facade. I know that Angel Ortiz has looked at it for restoration, and there's some, I should say masonry restoration, not restoring the State Theater, but doing something with the surface of that. And I think he even also looked at what it would take to take down and rebuild someplace else, which is, I think, the long-term goal. But that's I'm saying that having looked at several projects that used the State Theater facade as an entry point to a larger development in the back, and none of those have been able to come to fruition. Not saying they can't, but to date, that project has not proved feasible. There is some concern that although the face of the building is in good shape, some of the supporting structure behind it isn't in as good a shape, and the idea that a major construction project there could shake the foundations and destroy it, but we don't know that. That's something we're just treading lightly around right now. But yes, the facade would benefit from some lighting and some cleaning.
Sharon, is that something that you would think about in the future as part of the overall upgrade?
Well, we've talked about it. I mean, we've talked
Okay.
about both of those things.
Okay.
I mean, I think for all of us, the win here was to get the big hole, gaping hole that all of us, I think
Yeah.
Nick had a project that he wanted to put in that gap. I mean, I think we all, many of us have felt this. We've just haven't figured out, we weren't able to ever get a project there that was a temporary enough that could at least cover the gap between those buildings.
Bob, a
I've
question
got
for
at
you.
least 5 design solutions in my file in case anybody wants to sponsor a nice construction project in there. I have an architect ready to go.
Okay, well, we should have
We have to hit the lottery first, right?
we should have a fantasy design review meeting at some point about what could happen there. Bob, a question on the this is a vinyl breeze to let the wind come through. It's mounted. Is it going to be mounted on the chain link fence? Is that how this is mounted?
Yes, correct. There is they will do grommets around the perimeter and across the front. And it will be applied directly to the fence. That the proposal is to replace the existing fence with a 12-foot fence. So the banner will essentially cover that entire space, which is approximately 42 feet wide and 12 foot high. Once the fence is installed, Lamar will come down and do a final measurement, and we will tweak the final design to fit that space as exactly as possible.
So the proposal includes replacing the existing. How tall is the existing chain link fence?
6 foot.
Okay, that's what I thought. So you replace the existing 6-foot chain link fence with a 12-foot chain link fence, which is a piece of construction, and properly mounted, and then attach the vinyl banner to that. And that's from a structural perspective. There's you've got enough strength to the fence to handle the wind load.
We added extra braces in throughout the whole fence to be able to do that.
Okay. So we won't have a collapse of the fence.
No.
Being
Youngstown. I mean,
a
Bob and I are not doing the fence. Youngstown fence will do the fence.
Okay, we don't want to spin a spinnaker effect. We don't want to pull the whole thing over. Yeah. Okay.
And Hunter Lamar also came down and looked at the site, and specifically selected this material and the method to adhere it to, affix it to the fence based on a site visit.
Okay. And so their professional view is this combination of the fence and the material will handle wind load.
Yes, sir.
And Greg, are you the architect nearby? You're comfortable with that as well? Have you looked
I
at that?
am, only because the fence folks saying so, and Lamar having done this before.
Okay.
I'm personally going to make certain that it's, well, to the degree that an architect can, not being a structural engineer, I'll see that there is some lateral bracing.
Okay. I don't want to get you out of your professional comfort zone, but you are the neighboring property owner.
Yes.
So it sounds like it appears that a sponsor and they have done their due diligence with the fencing company to make sure that this is going to be structurally sound. Chuck, are you comfortable with this?
He's probably muted.
Yeah, no, I got it. I mean, I would have to see some more details to say. I mean, theoretically it looks okay. I'd like to see some more details.
What details you want to see, Chuck? From the fencing?
Yeah,
the fencing company?
Say it again, sure.
From the fencing company? Is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
Sharon, can you arrange to have the fencing company contact Chuck and address any concerns he has?
Mhm. They're the original installers of what is there.
Okay.
Their plan is to come and take out what is there to do this whole reinforced fence.
Okay. They'll need to submit some engineering drawings or something.
Okay. Now, are there any questions or comments from the members of the committee? And then we've been joined by Councilman Oliver as well.
I'd like to see the video Bob provided.
Okay. Rick, can we do that? Great. Thank you. Are there any questions and comments from the members of the committee? Well, if there are no questions or comments, then I think I'd entertain a motion. This would be to approve the mural, the repainting of the existing State Theater facade, the removal and of the existing 6-foot high fence and replacement with a 12-foot high fence with appropriate bracing, and the installation of the vinyl mesh mural on the fence, also subject to a review of engineering drawings by Director Shashow.
Just out of curiosity, what is the significance of a 12? What was it? 12 and a half feet? Is that?
Well,
The 12-foot fence allows us to depict the mural at life size, as well as give us room to show the rest of the key and everything. And also the 12-foot height should also encourage people, or discourage people, I should say, from throwing junk over the fence into the big hole.
It's my understanding, and I think, and I'd have to look it up, but I think 10 foot is, I don't know if it's a zoning ordinance, that is, the 10 foot is the maximum. So that may require it may require a variance. Which is a different committee, obviously.
Well, Chuck, can
You know-
can you and I and the fence company work together and see what we need to do?
Yeah. Also, I mean, just in the long term, I think, I don't know if we have plans for the pit at some point. I mean, I know, I'm not sure what's going on with
Short-term
it.
remedy for a
It
for
is a
an
short-term
eyesore.
remedy.
Yeah, it's a short-term remedy for an eyesore.
Yeah.
But
Greg-
it's been like this a long time,
It
Chuck.
sure has.
Chuck, Greg has a drawer full of plans. The question is finding the money. to
Okay,
do them.
well,
Ken, let me
I mean,
ask
it's
you
not
this,
city property, so.
to Bob, if to avoid having to get a variance, and I think Chuck is right on that, could it be reduced to 10 feet? Or is that?
I do believe, yes, that's an easy change. We can slightly reduce the size of the mural. Yeah, I'm designing the banner itself. So let me check with the designer. Yes, we can make that happen.
I would recommend reviewing the design review standards for development. I sent it out to Sharon, and I know Sharon, I believe you forwarded to Bob. It talks, speaks to the color schemes in there as well as height. So as you're, finalizing this, please review the design review standards.
I do have those and appreciate you sending those over. We will take a look at the fence height as well, and so we can adapt the design to meet the existing standard. I think instead of having to do a variance. Sharon, do you agree with that?
It's whatever the fence company and the designer.
It would reduce the wind load and avoid another month's delay, because we just had a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting yesterday. So we've been
Absolutely.
another month out.
I think that as long as the fence company can do a 10-foot fence, I have no issue doing a slight redesign to accommodate that.
Okay.
I'll contact the fence company and you, Chuck, I guess. You'll have to meet us there or something. We'll figure that out.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the members?
I have one more.
Oh, yes, sir.
We would be doing a huge disservice we do have to mention that I think everybody, even on the application, then can know that this should have happened before it started. We can't,
Absolutely.
I mean, this is not okay to do this. Everybody that is involved with this should have known that. They've been involved with city projects in the past. So I guess I think it's a good improvement. It was sorely needed, but I think we do have to be cognizant of the processes and such, because we have to send examples for everyone else. So, and I know I've done it sometimes in the past, and this is a very obvious thing that should have gone to this committee before it started. So that's all I had to say. I do like the project, but that's all.
May I be heard?
Yes. Mr. Limby.
This is Jeff. Thank you. This is Jeff from the Law Department. I want to echo what Chuck said, and please acknowledge that I'm very impressed with the project. Although I'm not on the committee, I'm very impressed with my meeting with Mr. Barco. I appreciate his, I don't know if his understanding would be the right word, but at least his politeness in dealing with our concerns. We, of course, in the city want projects like this to flourish. It's just, I hope you understand that it's important that we maintain the processes that are in place. When we came into, this administration came into office, there were some processes that were not followed, and we're trying to bring some order in what was at times chaos. And so as Chuck said, I mean, if the reason that this was done with this project, as with all projects, is that even when it's for a good purpose, if if it's not done correctly, then how do we turn to someone on Shenley or Mahoney Avenue and say, well, you have to follow the rules, and they didn't. And so I hope you appreciate that no one wants to slow anything down or stop anything. We just need to be cognizant of our requirements. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mr. Limby, and I appreciate your candor when you stopped down over the weekend, and I do apologize for my zeal of wanting to get this done prior to. I had intended to stand down, but found out I was coming down here for at least 2 weeks to a month, and my zeal, my art heart won out over my brain, and I apologize for that. But I do hope that that does not sway your consideration to approve this project.
I think everyone's very excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been joined also by Mayor Brown. Mayor, do you have any, and by Councilman Oliver. Mayor, do you have anything to add to the conversation? Or Councilman Oliver? Okay. That being said, are there any other questions or comments from members of the committee?
Yes. Love the project. Think it's awesome. Been involved in mural projects in the past. What is left? Is the mural portion of the State Theater side complete, or is that just any touch-ups, or is that what it is?
I would say we are probably at about 90 to 95% completion. I still have some highlight work to do. We will replace, right now, if you see the project, you'll see where it says tickets and now showing in that. Those will be replaced with printed vinyl applications as well as the posters. And then, of course, the whole thing needs weather sealed. So we're very close, and I'm hopeful that after I get back, Mother Nature will cooperate to the point that we can complete that before the snow flies.
Can you apply that code? Is there a temperature the threshold that the polyurethane can be applied on at 55?
50 degrees.
Okay. Hopefully it cooperates.
I hope so.
Hope your deployment is short.
I hope so too.
Are there any other questions or comments by members of the committee? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the mural and vinyl banner project, as long as it complies with all development standards, as Chuck had mentioned.
That means that the fence itself on the mural will be 10 feet, not 12 feet. Correct. Okay. Is there a second to that motion?
I second the motion.
Been moved and seconded. Thank you, John. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, and good luck on your deployment, Bob, and Sharon, if you and Chuck can work out any of those details that we discussed, that would be great.
Thank you all for your time and attention today, your consideration, and your willingness to turn this short-term meeting. I really appreciate it, and we'll pick this up as soon as I get back.
Thank you all very much. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
It's